California has the 7th highest rate of human trafficking in the United States. In fact, there are about 3.8 trafficking victims in California for every 100,000 civilians. Considering that there are close to 39.54 million people in the state, according to the 2020 census, the estimate translates to over 1,500 trafficking victims. California's Penal Code 236.1 defines human trafficking as depriving someone of their freedom to obtain forced labor or services from them. Depriving someone of their freedom with the intent of violating California's pimping and pandering laws, child pornography laws, laws against exportation and blackmail, or other laws concerning sexual activity and sexual exploitation of children, or persuading or attempting to persuade a minor to engage in sexual activity with the intent of violating one of the laws listed above. Hi everyone, I'm Matt from Tactics, and today I'm going to talk about California's human trafficking laws. Before we get started though, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the button below. While you're down there, hit that alert bell icon next to it as well, so when we post new helpful content, you get notified. In 2018, Assembly Bill 2034 went into effect. This bill requires specific businesses or establishments such as airports, bus stations, or truck stops to provide human trafficking training. Employers need to give this training to new and existing employees that could interact with or come in contact with a victim of human trafficking. It also applies to employees who are likely to receive a report from another employee about suspected human trafficking. The bill requires these employees to complete at least 20 minutes of training. The topic of the training should include the definition of human trafficking, sex trafficking, and labor trafficking, myths and misconceptions about human trafficking, physical and mental signs that may indicate someone is a victim of human trafficking, guidance on how to identify people most at risk of trafficking, guidance on how to report human trafficking, and protocols for reporting human trafficking when working. In 2013, California enacted Senate Bill 1193, adding Section 52.6 to the California Civil Code. This code mandates that specific types of businesses and establishments post a human trafficking model notice created by the Attorney General's office. Establishments listed in the bill need to post the notice in a clearly visible place near the public entrance. The notice can also be in any public place where the business posts other notices. It must be in English, Spanish, and in one other language that is most widely spoken in the county. If a business fails to comply, it can face a fine of $500 for a first offense, $1,000 for each offense after that. In 2017, California enacted Senate Bill 225 and Assembly Bill 260. This Senate bill requires that the notice also include the option for someone to text a specified number for services and support. Any business or establishment required to post the model notice would need to update it. The Assembly bill would add hotels, motels, and bed and breakfast to the list of businesses that would need to post the notice. However, the additional establishments do not include personal residences. Penal Code 236.1 addresses the punishments for trafficking people in California. Any form of trafficking people is a felony. Someone can face the following if convicted of labor trafficking: formal felony probation, 5, 8, or 12 years in California state prisons, and a fine of up to $500,000. If convicted of sex trafficking, child pornography, or extortion, that person faces a felony probation, 8, 14 to 20 years in state prison, a fine of up to $500,000, and a requirement to register for life as a 3-tier sex offender. If someone persuades a minor to engage in a commercial sex act, they can face felony probation, 5 to 12 years in prison, or 15 years to life in prison if the jury determines that the defendant used force, fear, violence, or threat of injury in the alleged victim. They can also receive a $500,000 fine and a requirement to register as a sex offender for life. Someone could face an additional consecutive 5, 7, and 10 years in prison if the jury finds them guilty of inflicting great bodily injury to the victim while committing the trafficking offense. A previous human trafficking violation can lengthen the sentence. They could face an additional 5 years of prison for each prior violation. Now, if you'd like to learn more about human trafficking laws in California or human trafficking training requirements in California, reach out to eTactics. And you already made it this far into the video, so you might as well like it, share it, and comment below.